All right, hey, what's up, guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. All right, today I'm going to do a quick video on the difference for me in my terminology, our offense, the difference between now screens, key screens, to side screens. Again, completely my terminology, how I call things, how I do things. Probably different for a lot of people, but I'm going to take you through in our offense how we try to teach the difference between now, key, to side screens. Make sure you check out some of our partners, Dome Hats, headwear company we use. This is one of my most recent Orange Park Dome Hats, trucker mesh. All right, completely customizable. If you enjoy customizable hats, make sure you check out Dome. Go online, build your own hat. Great company. Baker Sporting Goods. All right, produce shirts like this for our media day. My uniforms come from Baker Sporting Goods. Our spirit packs are things that we use for our players under our jerseys, coaches gear, fan gear, all provided by Baker Sporting Goods. Make sure you check them out. Just Play Football. All right, if you're looking for the best play drawing tool on the market, I highly recommend Just Play Football. It's very easy to use. It also has some unique features that can help take your program to the next level. Quiz features on game plans and playbooks and things that can help you actively figure out what your players actually know about the content and what they don't know. Sometimes your players will just kind of nod at you and tell you, yes, they know, yes, they understand. And then if you were to quiz them, they really don't know as much as you think. So Just Play gives you that feature. Game Strat sideline replay system we use. If you're looking for a highly reliable, highly affordable sideline replay system, check out Game Strat. We love it. Excellent customer service. The company is great. The hardware is great. We haven't had any issues. It's been all user error if we have. DifferenceUSA, the ultimate striking machine. Get thousands of reps without needing a partner. Elbows in, thumbs up, learn how to strike, get more explosive. Different tension springs. So as you get stronger, your kids get stronger, you can change the tension in the coil, so it makes it harder to leverage the pad in. All right, so you're building striking, proper striking habits, mechanics through DifferenceUSA. HighandTight ball security training aid. Usually the players have to hold the ball up in a proper position in order to auditorily or get the auditory beep, all right, that you hear when you are holding the ball properly. If you lose any of the pressure or the position of the ball and you don't hear the beat, you know that it's in a bad position and you know that you are at risk for fumbles, so make sure you check out HighandTight. StandPerfect, which is a training aid we use to teach stances to try and get more consistent, reliable stances. Eliminate the buzzwords. You don't have to worry about heel-toe stagger, instep, 6-inch, 4-inch, move your left foot here, your right foot here. Put them on the ground where you want them. If you've got offensive linemen working, put them in left foot stagger, right foot stagger, exactly how you want them. Get your kids in that stance and say, hey, see what that feels like? Remember what that feels like? This is how we play in a left-hand stance. This is how we play in a right-hand stance. Perfect for golf, perfect for baseball, softball, football, you name it. Make sure you check out StandPerfect. Okay, so in today's game, the way it's being played, I think you are going to, not only on offense are you going to use them, but on defense, you are going to have to be able to defend space, and you're going to have to be able to defend different types of screens, because I think the offense really, in essence, is trying to get the ball in space to their best players, right? That's what we try to do. So for us, there's a couple different ways to do that. All right, so when we call now screens for us, now screens are calls that we know we are throwing that screen to that player. It is called. It is not read by the quarterback. There is no decision, all right, for the quarterback. It is a now screen, now one, now two, now three. We know which way we're throwing it. We know who we're throwing it to, all right? So if we were to throw, all right, now one out to the left, okay, if we were to just fast hands and feet, work our way back, work him out to number two, throw now one, we could put the back over there and see if we can get him out, all right, possibly on the jack. But we know when we call now one, there is no leverage read, okay, there is no mesh with a back, there is nothing that tells the quarterback, all right, what he may or may not do, other than the fact that we called now one to the left. That's the ball you're throwing. Now, why do we do that? Number one, it helps us keep track of targets. When I want to put the ball into one of my best players' hands, all right, when you throw a passing concept, the defense actually determines who gets the football, right? So if you have certain things and you want to get touches to your best receiver, and the defense tries to take that receiver away in coverage, they can do some of those things. Well, if I know that I'm getting two read palms or soft, kind of soft corner coverage, whether I freeze to get in the right look, check with me to get in the right look, all right, or down a distance, I know it's the right look. If I know that I want the ball to my X or my Z, All right, and I don't want anything that could possibly get the quarterback to do something else. I call now screens. It's how we keep track of our targets. I want this kid to touch the ball 6 times a game. I'm going to throw him 1 or 2 nows because I know he's going to at least be targeted. Now, we still have to throw it. We still have to catch it. 2's got to go block the corner. If you choose to use the tailback to block the next thing there, that's completely up to you. Okay, but I know that I've called it in my game plan where he's going to get the football. If I call quick game, now my quarterback might decide which side he wants to throw a quick game to based on the coverage. If I throw a drop back concept, they may take that guy out. Okay, so if it's an access or a gift on the backside of a run, okay, they can do some things to take that away. When it's a now screen for us, I am throwing that guy the ball. Now 1, now 2, now 3. Obviously, we could very simply throw now 2. All right, and versus this look, we would just take 2, back him out, block the corner, make the jack chase. Now, another reason we're doing that is we're trying to get you to expand a little bit with your overhangs. Okay, so if you're playing palms to read, if your corner's a dude and he busts up our wide receiver number 1, or every time we send 2 to the flat, he triggers and he blows up number 2, okay, you're going to make it even harder for us to throw the now screens. But we're still going to try to throw them because in this 3-4 look, whether it's tight front or okie, whatever you want to look at, I got to get these guys expanded because this is still a 7-man box in the run game, no matter how you want to look at it. So I've got to try and get those guys to widen. So now 1s and now 2s, it's a good way to get the defense to expand, and it's a really good way to keep track of targets and put the ball in the hands of some of your best players. We did it the other night to RX, struggling to get RX the ball. We tried to get him down the field one time, couldn't get it to him, tried to get him on a tunnel screen, couldn't get it to him. When we're struggling like that, and I know I want him to have touches and I want to keep him in the game, we get the right look, whether it's off a freeze, check with me. We get the right look, we're throwing now 1, putting it in his hands right now. Team we played did it to us a bunch because we play a lot of palms and a lot of 2 read. And what ends up happening, 2 things, that end up happening. You're either eventually you're going to widen these guys out, which is going to open up some more lanes in the run game. You're going to change coverage. So you're either going to roll corners down and play cover 2. Now that they get cover 2, your force players are a little bit further removed. All right, and then you also get some different areas down the field that the offense can attack. All right, or you might tighten the box, drive some guys down to play a little bit tighter man. Anytime you can get the defense to do something different because of something you're doing, you are dictating the game plan to them. And as an offense, that's what you want to do. All right, so now screens are also a way for me to try and dictate to the defense what I want them to do or what I need them to do because of our success on the perimeter. But by and large, for me as an offensive coordinator, now screens are a way for me to keep track of targets when I know I need to get a dude the ball, and I take everything else off the plate to say, hey, look, this throw is going to him right now. There's no steps, there's no reads, there's nothing going on. It is grip it and rip it, throw him the ball. All right, so that's one of the reasons, or that's why we use, all right, now screens. Now, the side screens for us are a little bit different deal. The side screens for us, okay, become more about leverage and numbers, and they're tied to the quarterback's decision in the run game. Okay, so if we're in 3-by-1, okay, and let's say for argument's sake, when we're in 3-by-1, maybe they adjust the front and bring the jack. All right, maybe they cheat the backside safety over. Okay, but they leave the Will and the Mike in the box and they don't push them. And we want to run, let's just say for argument's sake, we're running inside zone. All right, and maybe we're going to read this defensive end. Okay. When we take the side screens, we're normally, for us a lot of the times, we're going to take wider splits. So we may call a wider, we may make a wide call or a bunch call. We may put all 3 of them out here. All right. Draw that a little bit bigger so you can see it. We may put them all out here in a bunch. Okay, but when we do that, what we're basically telling the quarterback is, do they have the numbers to defend the side screens? Okay, do they have the leverage and the numbers to defend the side screens? Do you like the numbers? Do you like the leverage? If so, okay, go ahead and throw those. So at the side screen, okay, and I got the terminology actually was from a guy that called the offense for me last year, and I actually absolutely loved the way he called that, because the side screen tells the quarterback, you make the decision. A now screen, there's no decision at all. When I call a now screen, the quarterback has no decision. He is ripping that ball to the now screen, now 1, now 2, now 3, whatever it is. Sometimes we push it back and go now 4. You're throwing that ball. The side screens tell the quarterback, all right, the game plan is in your hands. You got to make a box count. You've got to be able to look at leverage. You've got to be able to look at numbers. You've got to be able to look at matchups. Do you like, okay, however we're going to block it, do you like that deal right there? And if you like it, go ahead and throw it. If you decide it's a decide screen attached to a run play, if you decide that you like, okay, that throw, you can go ahead and make that throw. Now, usually what we'll do is on the other side, we'll have an access or a gift, which again is completely different than nows or decides or key screens. This is an access throw that we're going to take, and it's going to be a throw down the field. It's not going to be a now for us in our offense. It's going to be a hitch. It's going to be a fade, maybe a speed out. Sometimes maybe, all right, the choice is glance depending on coverage. Okay, but we're going to build all those things in together where it's going to be the side screen. What's the leverage out there? Do you like it? What are the numbers out there? Do you like it? Okay. You don't like that because of the leverage of the numbers. Well, then hopefully we have a box that we like. So now that you don't like the decide screen because of leverage, numbers, angles, whatever it may be, hopefully you like the box count within the run game. If you don't like the box count within the run game for whatever reason, well, then we probably need to go out here to the access. All right, if we don't like the decide, we don't like the box count, or we don't like the look, now we need to go to the access throws. So now when we go decide screens tag to the run game, we're giving the quarterback a little bit more of a chance to control the game and make a decision. All right, and we're working all week on numbers and angles and looks. We're basically telling the quarterback, look, the decision is on you. When we tag a decide screen to a run, the decision is on you to make when you catch the football, all right? And he's going to make the decision pre-snap. But the decision is on you where the football is going to go. If we're going to work the run game, it's because you want it to work the run game. If we're going to throw to the side screen, it's because you like the leverage, the numbers, the angles of the decide screen. And that's why we call it decide, and that's why we tag it to our run game, because that's going to be the quarterback's decision whether he throws, okay, the screen out there, all right, or he stays with the run game, or he throws the access. The decision is going to be on the quarterback. Now, we have access throws, gift throws, whatever you want to call them, built into every run. So the quarterback for us always has a chance to throw those. But the decides are another element to where it's usually with an inside run because you don't have to block the perimeter. So it's usually some type of inside run where we've got decide screen, run game, access, and now you're kind of telling that quarterback, look, the game is in your hands. We've worked all week. We've watched film. We know what we like. When you get out there, I'm not calling the play. I've already called it. It has some different options for you to make your mind up and go. If you like the decide, you throw it. If you like the run game, you go with it. If you like the access, you go with it. You're totally putting the decision into the quarterback's hands. Okay? Now, key screens, and I'll draw it out of the same look. Key screens would be something that is remotely different than that. A key screen for us now makes it triple option for the quarterback. Okay? So if we ran the same inside zone play, but we called it key 3, not decide 3, that now tells the quarterback, all right, he still has a pre-snap gift or an access throw, okay, on one side. But if he stays with the run game, I'm now telling the quarterback, don't throw that based on leverage or numbers. Now, there are times where we tell our quarterback, if we've got a key screen on and they just absolutely don't cover that, it becomes a decide screen, go ahead and throw it. And some people will probably say, well, Coach, why don't you just call it a decide screen every time? Well, here's why. Because if we call key screen on an inside zone play and the quarterback pulls, he now has a triple option look that he can throw off of the next overhang defender. So it really, for us, when it's key, it really becomes triple option football. All right? And instead of using a pitch phase, we're using a throwing mechanic phase as the triple option. Okay? So when we're doing that, what we would probably do is work up to the high safety and the corner, leave that unblocked. On a decide screen, we've got to block that nickel. Well, on a key screen, we don't, because he's going to be part of the triple. So if we go inside zone and we get a squeeze and we get a pull, when we race out here to the perimeter, we now know that we have the option based off what that nickel does. We now know that the quarterback has the option to throw the back out screen. Okay, so where we really like it, all right, depending on our quarterbacks and receivers, but where I really like it is when you find teams that want to play, like, you know, they play those, it's one high, you don't know if it's man-free, rip-list match, but what you do know is if 2 goes to the flat, they kind of follow 2 to the flat, right? So, you know, if you know you're getting teams that want to play you, you know, in almost that, and again, it could be rip-list match, it could be man-free, it could be whatever, but if you know on film that when you back out or bubble 2, if you know that the response of this flat player is going to be to widen with 2, that's where we really love tagging key screens, okay, is now we feel like regardless of what the run game is, so let's just say for argument's sake it was tack wrap, right, with a key screen. Now we're going to read a defender, and if the quarterback pulls, he can take it to the perimeter, okay, he can take it to the perimeter. And now if we know that when 2 is out, they are going to widen their apex, all right, or they are going to match 2 out, then we love this type of theory because we feel like if we can get the ball to the perimeter and 2 or their nickel Sam, whoever it is, matches 2 out, we feel like we've got a great play because we're opening up running room for the quarterback. Now, granted, they can chase, replace, and do some different things out here that take that out of play. So I'm not saying it's that easy when you're going against a team that's, whether it's man-free, rip-list match, or whatever. Obviously, if it was that easy, that's what everybody would do to all the rip-list match teams, and rip-list match wouldn't exist. So how they teach it, how they read it, is not as easy to just say, hey, run this play, back him out, he goes with him every time, and now you're just ripping the box. Obviously, teams that play rip-list match win a ton of football games. Okay, obviously, you know, Nick Saban and some people in college run it and win a ton of football games. So how they support the box, fit runs, things maybe they do with the free or run in the alley, or, you know, reads that they make with these guys to not get them to trigger as fast. Obviously, it's not this simple. But if you know on film, and you watch film, even if there's times where you might just want to run slant arrow, if you know that you're going to get a certain response from this defender, okay, then why not use that response to your advantage as an offensive coach? So for us, we would try and run key screens because I know if I can get him to back out, okay, I know if I can get him to back out, I know that he is going to widen, and I know that if the quarterback keeps, it's going to open up some running room if we negotiate how we handle. All right, so if we knew we were getting straight exchange or whatever, you know, then maybe on the backside, if you run zone, then maybe you try to arc this to him, okay, still put him up inside on the Sam, and now you're still reading that end. If that end squeezes, you're running, and if the Sam runs, you got the Sam blocked kind of either way, all right? So there's several different ways to do it, several different ways that you can work on it. The problem when you're running that type of play is now you need a center that can handle the combo. Now changes, you probably can't get to the mic when you're running it, so if you were to arc release him there, you would probably still have to stay on the nose and the center to get to the mic, double the 5 to the will, and now what happens is if you get a outside leverage widen plug B gap right now, okay, now you're going to get yourself into a little bit of an issue because if you give that ball, the plug is going to kill you. If you keep that ball, excuse me, if the plug tackles the back, if the Sam on the plug tackles the back and you keep it and this end has outside leverage, now you've got to find running room up in here, so the defense is kind of turning the ball back where they want it. So it's not to say that versus a certain scheme, when you do that, it's an automatic home run, but we carry things like that. Again, it's a chance to get to the ball if they don't defend the back out. If we want to go key one, we can go key one, and we can push him out key 1, still read him, all right? It all depends on the game plan, what we're trying to do, what they're trying to do. But you have got to have a quarterback that you like understanding triple option football. Probably, to be honest with you, quad option football, because you're going to build in, on the backside of that, you're going to build in some answers over here for the kid. All right, again, whether it be hitch, fade, or maybe a predetermined, if you knew you were getting one high, you may tell him, hey, look, you've got slant arrow, okay, or the famous one now, you've got outside hitch, fade by the slot. At any time you like that, you can take that matchup there, and you don't even have to go to the zone play. So really, for the quarterback, it becomes quadruple option. Pre-snap out here is 1, okay, zone is 2, keep is 3, key screen to somebody is 4. So you have 4 things that can possibly happen with the football on that play. So it becomes, in essence, quadruple option, right? And again, on offense, what are you trying to do? Trying to make the defense defend everything, as many things as they can. So you're trying to put your quarterback, if you're a tempo team especially, put him in a situation where no matter what the box is, he's got a chance. So if they come up with a heavy box that's loaded and you can't run zone option, give him a chance to throw the football out there. If you get a box that's light that you like and you can run the zone, give him a chance to run the zone. If he gets a chance to pull and keep it, give him a chance to throw another ball after that based on the reaction of how the defense triggers. So what you're trying to do when you're throwing, for us at least, when we're throwing now screens, we are trying to get you to possibly change the coverage. We are dictating targets to who we want to get them to, all right? And we are putting the ball in our athletes' hands with no decisions whatsoever. We just got to be right based on coverage, and we got to get things blocked. If we go to key screens, we're adding a triple option face, all right, to it, to where we're not raising up and throwing the key screen right away unless it's uncovered. If it's uncovered, we'll do that at times. But if it's covered and numbers are what they are, the key screen becomes a triple option phase of your zone, dart, veer, whatever play you want to run inside, however you want to read it. You're probably going to read it end man on a line. If the quarterback keeps, that becomes your triple phase, okay? The side screens are now the whole thing kind of put together to tell the quarterback, look, you've got a decision. Pre-snap leverage, numbers, angles, you like it, throw it right now. No mesh, no read, no nothing. You don't like that? You don't like the box, throw the access or the gift, okay? You don't like the sides, but you absolutely love the run box, run the run play call. So you're giving your quarterback everything that he can possibly do, but the decide makes the quarterback the ultimate decision maker. When you're running key screens, you know it's triple option, so if you don't throw the access throw, when you go to run game, you know that it's some type of zone read, triple, you're just not pitching it, you're throwing it. When it's now screens for us, there is no decision. That's the easiest way for us to play football, all right? And again, based on coverage, looks, stems changing, doesn't mean it's the best way, but that's the easiest way for us to say that guy's going to get the football because we are going to stand up and throw it to him right now. All right, so for us, again, it's a target, how we can count, how many targets we get, put the ball in the hands of some of our best players. If they're frustrated and we can't get them open in coverage or whatever, maybe they're rolling somebody over the top, whatever it is, we'll try and formation it or motion it or do something to get that guy where, hey, you can get the ball in his hands. We like to throw him early because it's for the quarterback. We want to see success. So if you can take that ball, almost double play like footwork, grip it and rip it, you see a completion. Hopefully you see some yardage, all right? Quarterback, easy throws mentality, right? Get them, walk them into the game a little bit, kind of hold their hand into the game a little bit before you decide all guns blazing to just rip throws. So now screens are that version for us. All right, key screens are triple. The side screens are now, hey, quarterback, it's on you to dictate what you're going to do with the football because one play they may give you numbers out there, one play they take them away, one play the box is great for that run, one play it's not for that run. The decision is ultimately up to the quarterback. All right, so hopefully this helps you guys. I know there's a lot of teams out there that do a better job than we do doing it. They do a better job throwing screens. They do a better job with their terminology, getting their kids where they need them. This is simply my opinion, how we do things, how I try and make it easy for the quarterbacks and the receivers, how we try and distribute the ball to some different people and get them their touches. So hopefully this helps you. Remember, if you are not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on so you know anytime I go on YouTube Live or anytime I put out a video, you get a notification. thumbs up, thumbs down if you like the video or you don't. If it's a football comment, you just say, Coach, I absolutely hate that idea. I'm still going to respond. You watch the video. It's your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. That's what makes the YouTube world, social media world, as long as it's friendly, all right, and you're not doing it to get viewers or you're not doing it to, completely embarrass somebody or ridicule somebody. If it's your opinion that says, Coach, I absolutely hate that, you're entitled to it. Okay, and again, with everything I do, it's opinionated, it's how I feel, it's what I want to do, it's what I think works best. Okay, and then in the off season, I study ways that I could change, be different, do other things, but bottom line is, when I'm running an offense or a defense, I'm going to do the things that I think work best for me and our kids. Okay, so I appreciate everything you guys do for PlayFast. Hopefully your season is going well. Hopefully you're staying healthy. Hopefully you're not losing any games. Hopefully your kids are getting every opportunity and we can move on and get back to a football world that is normal and status quo. All right, thank you for everything you do for PlayFast Football. Remember, you won't play well until you play fast, and I will see you next time.